Welcome on the spot. 2014 Black History Month. We have a legend here. Bobby Seale, co-founder of the Black Panther Party. To my far right, a recipient of Watching Bobby. He was elected former city councilman Charles Barron. Bobby, welcome to the show.
Thank you, thank you.
We want to open up. Can you tell us about that organization you co-found?
The organization I co-found, I like to say that I was the founding chairman and national organizer of the Black Panther Party. It came out of my heart, mind, and soul. Malcolm X was killed. I didn't know where my friend Huey lived, and I thought I'd try to find him. And I told him we needed to start a new organization. And Huey didn't think we could get it done because black people didn't know enough about their African American history. So I created a Black History Fact Group.
What year was that?
You're talking 1965, following the death of Malcolm X. Anyway, I organized the students, but you have to remember at this same time, I had a job with the Department of Human Resources, City Government of Oakland. I was employed there, you know. But I created that fact group, and we got Black history in the curriculum at Mary College. Then I changed Black History Fact Group to Soul Students Advisory Council and registered on campus and organized a giant rally, 700 or more brothers and sisters on campus, not to let themselves be drafted in the war in Vietnam because we fought in every war this country has ever had. And at that time, in 1966, this country was not recognizing our Constitution, democratic, civil, and human rights. A little bit after that, in October, I recited a poem called Uncle Sammy Called Me Full of Lucifer one night up around the University of California. And because it had a cuss word in it, would wound up getting in a fight with the Berkeley police and me and Huey getting arrested. I got bailed out, went before Judge Stats a month or so later, and next thing I know, the judge gave us probation. And I went down and I said, Huey, meet me at the War on Poverty office tonight. Why? I said, because we only took notes at my house. We're going to sit down and we're going to write this 10-point platform and program that we talking about we're going to write. So we wrote the 10-point platform and program, the first draft of it. It was October 10th, not the 15th. In my book, it says the 15th. But I was in jail when I wrote that book, and I was doing it on tape recorder, and I was under a lot of pressure. I'd already been brutalized by the guards and all that stuff. And I got that wrong. It was October 10th, because I went and researched the day that Judge Stats gave us that. And that was when we wrote, and I went to the War on Poverty office where I worked for the Department of Human Resources at that time, that night, and with my own keys to the place, because I was a community liaison. Everybody else was off work, and we wrote that rough draft. And you know, we call for full employment is one point, decent housing another point, decent education in our history is another point, preventative medical health care is another point. We wanted to be exempt from fighting in the wars in Vietnam because this country is not recognizing our constitutional rights. Immediate end to police brutality. All black men and women who've been tried by all white juries should have a right to another trial. So we can have some black folks on there who represent the average reasoning person in the black community, jury of our peers. We summed it up with land, bread, housing, education, closing, justice, and peace. And then I put a paraphrasing of the first two paragraphs of the Declaration of Independence, United States of America. Now, if you remember this, some people need to read that. And read our paraphrasing where I put, when in the course of human events it becomes necessary for any one people to dissolve the political bondage which have connected them with another, and to assume among the powers of the earth the separate and equal station in which the laws of nature, nature's God, entitle them a decent respect to the opinions of humankind, dictate that they should declare the causes which impel them to dissolve that political bondage, when a long train of abuses and usurpations and pursues and invariably evinces a design to reduce a people under absolute despotism, then it is the right of the people to alter or change that government and provide new guards for their future security and happiness. Now that's the real meaning, relevancy, founding documentation that you and I put together in that War on Poverty office, this 10-point program for the Black Panther Party's founding.
Okay, all right. Now, Charles, I'm going to let you ask the question because I know you're ready for this.
Well, first of all, I'm just excited. You know, this man has been a great inspiration in my life. You know, when all of that was happening, I was 15, 16 years old on the Lower East Side of Manhattan. and the Nation of Islam was trying to recruit me. Brother Minister Barron was up on 116th Street. But when the Black Panthers came, Mark Holden and Tony Martin, and they came down, and my good friend Felipe Louisiana, he was with the Young Lords.
Right.
You remember the Asian group, the Iwar Kin?
Iwa Khan.
Right.
Yeah.
So they were on the Lower East Side too. So we used to meet together, Richie Perez and Pablo Guzman and all of the brothers in the Young Lords. We took karate with Felipe.
Right.
But it was with what you did that really inspired us when we saw the 10-point program and we saw how, the Black Panther Party wasn't attacking anybody. He said we're self-defense, that we're going to defend ourselves by any means necessary. And some of us were at that level.
Yeah.
And that's where we wanted to be. So I went up to Harlem and I met Michael Tabor, Seth Wayo, and Afeni Shakur, and Joanne Chesimard Asada, and Joan Bird, and others, and Jamal Joseph, and did a lot of work in the Harlem branch. But to this day, as of this day, I went back. Now, I knew you ran for mayor, but I didn't study it. I went back, and when I studied that and saw what you did, the organizing.
In 1972?
73. 72 was the National Black Member of the Political Convention in Gary, Indiana.
Yeah.
And out of that, he even got Coretta Scott King endorsed you.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, that was the Mayor Alter campaign, but you have to understand, when I created the Black Panther Party, that's what it was about. In my heart, mind, and soul, I wanted a mass membership organization. You have to imagine, the first year, we never had no more than 50 people in the party.
Okay.
No more than 50 people in the party. What in effect happened, I went to jail because I led an armed delegation to the California State Legislature May 2nd, 1967, to read a statement against the Mulford Act. The Mulford Act was trying to stop us from legally, and we were legally had the right to carry guns to observe police in the community at that time. And that's what the Mulford Act was. But they put me in jail. Huey and them lost the office. Well, they lost because they didn't have the resources. I'm the one that had the resources. I'm the one that worked for the city government. I'm the one that had the big paycheck, and I wasn't married, etc. And every nickel I had went into this new organization, right? So that's it. But my idea was that I found out that there were over 500,000 political seats one could be elected to throughout the whole of the United States of America. And in the middle of the 60s, when I created the Black Panther Party, it was less than 50 people of color duly elected to office. What kind of crap was this? No wonder when. And so the brothers out there hollering black power, black power, black power. Well, if you ain't got no political seats,
So you were starting
we need political seats to have the power. What is the power? Think. City council, legislative bodies, supervisorial, they make basic city government and county seat laws.
Yes.
Laws. When Rosa Parks had to move to the back of the bus, a bunch of racists made a law that said you had to get up and get a white man in your seat and move to the back of the bus. So it's 1,001 racist laws written all over the place. So how you gonna have some black? You can't get no black power until you get them political power seats.
What's in your hand?
Right.
Every county in this country, the sheriff is duly elected.
That's right.
So wherever there was black community areas that had a heavy population, my idea is that we got to get the black folks registered. And of course that's what Snick and them was doing already and stuff like this here. But the idea is you could take that political power seat, you see what I mean? That sheriff seat or city council seats and so on. So that's what it was about. That's why I created the Black Panther Party.
Well, you can feel good because in New York City, you have a Black Panther, still a Black Panther to my heart.
Right on.
In the city council. And my wife, she's now in the city council. I was there for 12
great.
years.
They're fantastic.
Now I'm going to run for the state assembly.
Right on.
And I got up, and it's on film, and I said before the whole assembly, I'm not an ex-Black Panther. I'm still a Panther to my heart. And the same thing that was in your 10-point program is what the city council's asking for now. It's what black people want. It's no different. But do me a favor, tell them, you got to
We got a minute before the break.
Could I get him to tell y'all about Bobby Hutton?
No, we're going to come back we're going to come do a quick break and we come back, but we're going to close this out with you in City Hall where you told him, I'm a Black Panther till I die.
That's right.
And take Thomas Jefferson's picture down up front. So we're going to close it out with this here brief message from our sponsor, and let's listen to Charles.
To my colleagues, in my 12 tumultuous years with you, you've been very controversial. And I tried to keep you in line, but it was very difficult. I do want to say this, that I voted no for so many of your projects, and I will be voting no on some more today. However, I do appreciate that when my projects came before you, you voted yes. So I just wanted to come before you to say that I will always be black, radical, revolutionary. I will always be a socialist, anti-capitalist, imperialist. I went to Cuba. I went to Venezuela. I went to Zimbabwe, brought the president to you and you didn't appreciate it. Robert Mugabe, who's taken the land back from whites in Africa. For all of those who are my heroes, Evo Morales of Bolivia, these are my heroes. And Che Guevara, Fidel Castro, those are my heroes. The Black Panther Party and all of the members and the political prisoners. I wanted to come to you to say, that's who and what I am, and that's what I will always be.